What is going on, sports fans? It is your main man, Mustache Matt. Yes, I'm back. Not as full as it was, but you guys know it takes a while to grow. Trying to bring some luck to the end of the season, start of MLB, so wanted to rock the stash again. We're out here doing it solo. My partner Ryan is enjoying the day off. I know he's got some plans with the wife, so pray for her while she has to spend the day with him. We're over here crushing another DFS slate. Again, guys, if you want more videos, longer content, sign up for our website, the DFS5pack.com. We're crushing winners every day. And aside from that, we have our Facebook communities that gives you guys access to just a bunch of different people, and they're really cool. So it's kind of something different that we do, the communities, and it's really awesome. Looking ahead to tonight, 4-game slate. It's not that attractive. Just nothing really stands out. I don't love this slate. But again, everyone's working with the same thing. So not complaining over here, just not a lot of attractive options on this slate. There's, of course, many ways you can go. Just a lot of teams in play that I wouldn't necessarily want to go to if it weren't for the fact that they're the only ones in play tonight. So, like I said, I'm not the only one dealing with it. You're not the only one dealing with it. Everyone's going through it because everyone's using the same slate, so we can always take advantage. I'm just personally not going to go huge on this slate because I don't love it. As we normally do on the weekends, just one video today, guys. I'm gonna combine the public and members only. I'm actually gonna run through it position by position, kind of take it back a little ways. I know that's how we used to do it. For me, that's the best way today. I don't really want to go game by game. I kind of want to just go position by position and talk about each guy. I won't talk too long about each player, so I don't take up too much time. But with that being said, let's jump into it. All right, starting at point guard, Westbrook. Yeah, I like Westbrook a ton today. He's projected really high everywhere. What's not to like about Russ Westbrook here? I know he hasn't hit upside the past 2 games. Which is actually surprising because that Phoenix game was really weird. And then the Houston game was also weird in the sense that it was really choppy. He's a really good play tonight. I see nothing wrong with using Westbrook. Matter of fact, I think he's where you start your cash game lineups. As you guys know, I'm more of the GPP side, so he's not a must on the GPP side. But in cash games, I think you just go there. He's in play anywhere. He's projected really high. I like him quite a bit. He's going to be popular. You play him in cash and move on, and if you like him a lot, play him in GPPs. Bradley Beal, not really a guy I'm going to here. Nice win for the Wizards last night in New Orleans with no AD. Beal didn't play that well. Other guys played particularly well, so I'm not going here in Miami in what should be a really good NBA game. I like that game more for NBA purposes than DFS purposes. Real good game by the Clippers last night, even though Lou Will didn't shoot particularly well. 6 for 17. He made 3 threes. Average pedestrian night for Lou. I could see a bounce back spot here. Facing an Orlando team that just gives it up. That Kings Orlando game was just a bad game last night. Could have been a lot more DFS points scored if the first quarter had been a little more lively. I think Lou has a good game here. Sorry about that, guys. Dennis Smith Jr. in play. 40 balls back to back. You see that statistical trends trending upward each of the last 4 games. Facing a Memphis team that we have no idea who they are. They're young. They're missing a lot of people. I think you could fire away Dennis Smith here. Mr. Dragic, fine cash game play here. Nothing wrong with it. Lacks the GPP upside I'm looking for, but if you want to go there in cash, more than fine with it. Austin Rivers, another guy I'm more than fine with. I can get on board with Rivers here. He's projected pretty high. So he's also a guy, especially at this over 6 price tag. I definitely like him more in cash, but facing Orlando tonight, if you told me that Rivers hit upside, I wouldn't be surprised at all. As a matter of fact, he's the second guy on Roto World, so while I don't love him in GPPs, if he hits upside, he hits upside. Deontay Murray, I like him quite a bit here. I like him in GPPs. I think this is a nice game for Murray to show us upside. We know that when he plays well, he gives nice GPP upside, as evidenced by, the game at Cleveland and at New Orleans. And, he's done it other times, not as consistent as we like. That's why I only like him in GPPs. Do I think he could give cash game value? Sure, but I'm more looking at he's a guy where I think he could get you 40 tonight, or he could fall below cash game value. So that's where I look at him on the GPP side. Excuse me, guys. I'm just getting over a little flu bug over here. JJ Barea, no thanks. I'm using Dennis Smith over Barea. Kyle Anderson, props to you on a great game at Golden State. Could I see him backing that up here? Sure. I do not like the price increase, though. So he's a guy that I always like more in cash. Doesn't usually get the upside. Hard to say that now after he just threw a 42, but I do not see that happening again here. D Wade, I think D Wade's fine in cash here. I don't think these guys are out for Miami, but let me check. Yeah, I got less interest in Wade with, all their backcourt healthy. I'm a Tyler Johnson fan. I like Wade. I think he's playable in cash here, but not a guy I'm running to. Satoransky didn't play very well at the beginning last night and still ended up with 31, only scored 8 points. He fills up the stat sheet. I like the way he's playing right now. I could get on board with Sato at 5'3" anywhere, really. I like him quite a bit here. Miami, Washington isn't a game I'm going to stack, but, with the other games we have on the slate, I don't mind at all picking a couple pieces from this game. DJ Augustine, at 5'2", cash game, sure. That game has really nice DFS upside. Talk about a stackable game. Clippers play at an insanely high pace, and Orlando's just bad. So you've got those two factors working together. Wesley Matthews, no thank you. Teodosic coming off a lousy game, cash game only for me, and barely at that right now. Dylan Brooks, sure. Again, a lot of these Memphis guys are the same. You'd think they'd be in really good spots with, a lot of their studs being out. Gasol's out, Tyreek Evans out, Aaron Harrison out, etc. But none of these guys are that good, and they're all pricey. So I'm not running to Memphis at all. Tyler Johnson, GBP boomer bust option here. You never know when he's going to bring it. Oubre, I can get on board with Oubre here. Do I love him? No, but at 4.7, once you're under that 5K range, especially on a slate like this, yeah, I could see me using some Kelly Oubre here. Yogi, yeah, he's in play also. Another guy playing well with Dennis Smith. Do I think that 38's an aberration? Yes, but we're kind of reaching for straws here, grasping for straws, excuse me. So do I love it? No. Is he in play? Sure. I like Oubre more, though. Kobe Simmons, another Memphis guy in that same spot. Xavier Rathan-Mays, again, I've talked to a couple customers about him. A guy I really liked at Florida State, was a really big-time player in the ACC for them. Do I think he's going to be a superstar in the NBA? No. Do I think he could be a relevant player? Sure. With that being said, he hasn't put up, really good fantasy numbers at all, and he's priced at 4.3 here. His price keeps going higher. So I'm not running here at all because of the price. If he were 3K, yeah, but not at 4.3. I think he's fine, but you don't run there. Patty Mills, no thank you. I will use XRM over a guy like Patty Mills just because I think the upside's greater. Danny Green, no thank you. Wayne Selden, no. The other Memphis guy we'll get to is Ben McLemore, who we'll talk about in a minute at shooting guard. Didn't play much against Golden State. Not sure what happened there. I have to do more research there, but didn't play well against Memphis either. Got to get in double digits before I'm playing you, even though I like him as a one-off always. Corey Brewer, firmly in play here. I mentioned Brewer a few days ago about how I thought he could establish a role here with OKC, playing for his old college coach. With Andre Roberson gone, we saw Roberson put up decent numbers at times, and Brewer's a better offensive player than Roberson. That's not saying much, but he is. Not quite as good on defense, but this is a nice fit for Brewer and the Thunder. I like Brewer. I think in a week you could see him in the mid fours. That would be too high for him, but at 3.6, I like him. No. We're just looking. Yeah, Sindarius Thornwell's in play, especially at 3-3. Coming off a 23-point game against Orlando. This game could get ugly. In play for sure. I just still laugh at looking at his face. Yeah, still feel bad for you, bro. All righty. Shooting guard. One second, guys. All righty. So shooting guard, a lot of the same guys here. I already went over Beal, Lou, Rivers, Berea. Jay Rich, cash game, real good cash game guy, especially at 5.5. Doesn't have the upside I want for GBPs, but at 5.5, we've seen him have upside games there. So don't hit it at all in GPPs. Real good play in cash. Ben McLemore, bad matchup against Utah there. They only put up 78 points. I think we could see that a few times from Memphis towards the end of the year, so that worries me a little bit. And he's priced at 5.4, so I don't love it. But we saw what he did against Orlando and Chicago, and I think this could be a similar type spot for him. So I can get on board with some McLemore here. He's projected high. Sure. Chase Simmons, he looked good last night for the Magic with no Fournier, no Aaron Gordon. He took on a real nice offensive role. I could definitely see him backing that up there in play. No. I feel like I already went over him, so I knew that was something weird. I'm really confused right now because I feel like. All right, anyways, we'll just go through it. Sorry, guys. I got confused at the positions here. Not really sure how that happened. All righty. I'm not using Kobe Simmons here. I think I already went over him. Danny Green, no. Ellington, no. A lot of these guys are just not in great spots tonight, so kind of, not picking through a ton of great options tonight, but there's some decent ones that I think we can go to. All right, small forward, Tobias Harris. Man, he looks like a newfound man with the Clippers. He looks better than Blake Griffin right now, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's a really fine cash game play. He's expensive in GPPs, but man, he's playing really good ball right now. Now, if this game doesn't get ugly and Clippers just roll, and you told me it was a close game, I'd have a lot of interest here. PG-13, not necessarily going there. Don't love him here. JaMychal Green, no, I'm not paying over 7K for JaMychal Green. I got caught up when he was 6'8" and he had come off 240 balls, but not happening again, especially over 7K. Harrison Barnes, I think he's a fine cash game play as always at 6'7". It's just what he is. Otto Porter continues to play good ball with John Wall out. Price decrease here. Any format, I think I'm fine with him. Like him more in cash, but that seems to be a trend here because not a ton of guys I love with upside on this slate. Carmelo, no. Keith, definitely in play for me here. Like Keith in any format. Keith is a guy we like to use when he's going well, and he's going well right now. I like Keith a lot in GPPs. He's a guy I could easily see being part of the 5-pack. Cash game playable, GPP, I like him a lot. Let's roll. Mario Hezonja coming off a lousy game at 4.2. Still was fine value-wise, but, man, we expected so much more. Now really priced up here. No Aaron Gordon. I could see him kind of, screwing the people who used him last night that won't go back there tonight and coming through with a really big game here. But the price is high, so if you like him, sure. Do I love him? No, because his price is just is high now. It's not necessarily too high, but I don't think he's a must at 5.6 here, as evidenced by what he did last night. Now, could he give you upside? Sure. I liked what I saw from Simmons a lot more than Hazonia. Now we know Hazonia is a better offensive player, but watching them last night, Simmons played much better. Expensive price tag, but he's in play. Cash game guy in play, really establishing himself nicely in this role. First round draft pick, it's a top 10 pick, so top 15 picks. So I can get on board with him. Cash game really where I'm looking at him. Rudy Gay, another guy I'm fine with in cash games. Don't love it, but if you really want to go there, sure. Yeah, fine with him in cash games, sure. No, I'm not really looking at neck tat here. Jonathan Isaac, he's in play for me. He's a guy I liked a lot. Another guy out of Florida State, actually, that was a top 10 pick last year. At some point, he's going to hit upside. Does he have a developed offensive game? No, but he does a lot of things. He rebounds well. Hasn't showed it much recently, but that's why they drafted him. He's long. If you told me he's going to play 26, 30 minutes here tonight, I do think he gets more than the 15 DK points. I think he could potentially get you 30 here. Would I bank on that? No. That's just where I'm at with it. If I made one lineup, I probably would not use him. Brewer's the guy I'm going to there. That pretty much covers up a small forward. Power forward, LMA. I like the spot for Aldridge here. Played really well at Golden State. Not a team he particularly has played well against in the past. Another big time matchup for the Spurs here. I like me some Aldridge tonight, any format. Pau Gasol is questionable. Obviously we need to look at that for Aldridge also. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but I know it's his right shoulder. So, if he's out, it just makes me like Aldridge even more, and that increases the level of interest in Bertans and potentially a guy like Laverne, who we'll get to. Dirk, playing really good ball right now. Not priced as cheap as he had been, but man, for how he's playing, how could you say he's not in play? In a game that Dallas, they could actually win 2 in a row here. I like Dirk. Our boy Montrezl Harrell continues to just play some damn good ball. I wish he played more minutes, because look what he would do in 30-plus minutes, as evidenced by his 40. In play at 6K or at 5'6", I just wish he played more minutes, but I think he's in play anywhere. I just am really impressed with what he does when he's on the floor. I like Harrell more even in less minutes, so not necessarily using Powell there. Terrell Martin, he's another Memphis guy that, like, if you told me he had a real good game, I'd believe it, but he also has some stinkers in there. Aside from McLemore, he might be my favorite Memphis guy because of the price, but again, not a guy I love by any means. Yeah, I can get on board with some Olynyk here. We've seen upside from him before, and I like that spot for him, so sure. No on Deontay Davis. King Joffrey. No. Bam screwed me the other night when they played Phoenix at the last minute. I benched Winslow for Bam literally at 6:59 Eastern after I heard Tyler Johnson was playing, and Winslow got 43, I believe, and Bam got 3. And normally when you make a player switch like that, it's not a 40-point difference. But thanks, Bam. Appreciate you, bud. Nice game last night in New Orleans. Don't expect it here tonight, even though he's a guy I always look to when one of their guys, Porter or Markieff, are out. That's really all we got there. And now looking at center, Vooch, I loved him last night, and he underperformed. That game was awful. I don't mind going right back here. I love Vooch. I love him as a player. I think he could easily give us upside here. The Orlando's the type of team that will lose to the Kings and then play the Clippers really hard. We've talked about that for a long time now, how they play shitty against the shitty teams, and they they get up for the bigger games. It doesn't mean they win them, but they get up for them and they play hard. So I could easily see that here. DeAndre Jordan just beasted last night all over Cleveland and their lack of a front court. Could see him doing the same thing here tonight. I had heard that Gasol was out. I think DraftKings is just late on it, so check that out. Let me. Yeah, he's out tonight, so DraftKings just hasn't updated that yet. Whiteside, I see him projected really high. I'm fine with Whiteside here. Do I love it? It's hard to ever love Whiteside because of what he does. He just put up 18 against Washington, and now they're playing again. If you like it, sure. Projected high. Not a guy I would endorse for cash, but I don't know what his ownership and is going to be tonight because his projections are high. So if there's a night to do it, it'd be tonight. Steven Adams, I like him more for cash personally. Shows upside and it's more consistent. Not quite the upside that Whiteside has, but he's just way more consistent. So I think I like Adams more than I do Whiteside tonight. Sure. I mean, do I love it? No. That's the only thing about setter tonight. So unless you use, there's only 1, 2, 3. There's only 4 traditional centers in play. If you use a C in that spot, obviously you can use a power forward center. But, looking at this slate, there's options to go to as always, but there are not a ton. I think you're definitely using Westbrook in cash and filling in around that. If Westbrook goes off, I think you're going to need him in GPPs. If you're not using him in GPPs, you're hoping that he gets between in the 50s, because if he gets in that high 60s, 70, you're not winning GPPs probably without him. Seems to be by far, and he normally is, the highest. I mean, yeah, there's no one even close to him on this slate tonight. There's no one over 9K, so you got to pay for him in cash. Different ways to go if you don't pay for him in GPPs, but that being said, I like him quite a bit. So, yeah, it's still early, guys. It just turned 11 Eastern, so we're getting ready for the day, for the slate. Again, if you guys want more content and videos and all that fun stuff, sign up for the DFS5pack.com. I'm around all day taking questions, talking to our customers. So if you guys got anything for me, get at me and enjoy some college basketball today. Conference, tourney, finals, all that fun stuff. March Madness coming up in full effect. So have fun, guys.